This letter is from 2015, so let's get on with it. Dear Santa, Merry Christmas. Marigold would like to ride on your sleigh and feed your magical reindeer. Josiah wants to know if you really met Beethoven like in the movie, and is Beethoven real? I think that's the dog. Do you have a magic toy bag? Do you still have a sleigh? Is the problem the same as last year, causing problems with RCs? Melody wonders how you are handling the large number of refugees who lack homes in addition to lacking chimneys. Do you have a strategy? Do army people get Christmas presents? How do you get through battle fire? If so, what do people from other countries leave you like we leave milk and cookies? How old are you? Do you ever get retired or replaced? Do you give presents to people who don't believe in you? Love, our family. Ooh. So he wrote on the back of this piece of paper, but then he also wrote onto this one more. Interesting. Dearest children, thank you once again for the milk, cookies, and carrots. You may not know this, but eating vegetables is making a comeback, especially in places like California. That means my reindeer are eating better than ever because everyone is jumping on the health food bandwagon. I got more health food bars and leafy vegetables last year than I could carry back to the North Pole. Fortunately, those health food bars are like Twinkies, but crunchy. They last forever. I stashed all those extra bars at various places along my route and have been going back for them throughout the year. I've been making regular runs every couple of weeks to Greece and Europe to help out all the refugees. In fact, when I get back from my Christmas deliveries, we'll rest up for a few days and make another food run. Needless to say, I haven't had nearly as much time in the North Pole to manage toy production. I think the parts issues with the RC cars are fixed, but I'm having personal problems with the elves. It seems that no one is as good a navigator as good a motivator as the fat guy in a red suit. No one else in the North Pole has a red suit besides me. At the moment, I'm in the market for a plant manager who has experience working with elves' toys, can read and decipher 20 or more languages that are written by children with bad handwriting, is fat, and has a red suit. I've been working with a recruiter, but no luck so far. At this point, I think my best bet is to hire an elephant and paint him red. But enough about my production woes. On to your questions. Miracles. Sleigh rides in the magical sleigh, yes, I do still have it and use it, Josiah, are tough to come by, especially now. Flying around in a UFO, that's what my sleigh looks like on radar over the fighting countries, is dangerous, so I've had to cut way back on passenger flights. Plus, I've been so busy moving health food, I just haven't had time for rides. Feeding the reindeer is best done with carrots, and they thank you very much for yours. They don't like health food bars. Josiah, I don't have a magic toy bag. I do have a magic toy bag, but it doesn't make toys, it shrinks them. I'm not sure which Beethoven you're talking about. I used to deliver blank sheet music to the composer when he was a lad, but I never met him in person. Melody, as I already noted, I've been doing frequent food runs to the refugees. I do take toys and gifts on those trips, but not many because they need food more than toys. Annabelle, yes, soldiers do get presents, but most often they are more interested in how their families are settling. Sometimes if I have extra, I give them health food bars. They seem to like them. Flying through a war zone is difficult. Again, one of the reasons I'm not giving rides at the moment. However, my sled is equipped with a flabbergaster. I had it installed some time ago to help me avoid overly curious children. It's really neat because it lets me change the appearance of the sleigh and reindeer instantly. Usually we look like a constellation, but one time over Argentina I pushed the buttons in the wrong order. We ended up looking like a hairy chicken. Fortunately, I didn't know it at the time. I didn't figure it out until I got a letter from a boy named Miguel. He sent me a newspaper clipping and asked if he could get a hairy chicken like that for a pet. I wasn't able to do that, but I did set Mrs. Claus to make him a stuffed hairy chicken, which I delivered the next Christmas. He seemed quite happy with it. I keep that newspaper clipping on my refrigerator as a reminder of what happens when flabbergasterators are misused. It's not a pretty sight. In Japan, I often get mint-flavored tofu. It's not bad, but not much texture. I usually sprinkle some broken candy cane bits on it, and that makes it pretty good. Age is tough to pin down. I'm only as old as I feel. That makes me about 6. I'm actually older than that, but I certainly don't act my age. I'm actually so old I've forgotten the number. I kept track for a while by sticking icicles in the snow in nice, neat rows. The problem with that was that folks thought I was an icicle farmer. Icicle farming is one of those activities reserved for special people and requires permits. I don't know why, but I assume it's a way for someone to make money from somebody else. Seems pretty silly to me, so I just gave away the icicles rather than get a permit. By the way, the icicle farm inspector is permanently on the naughty list. So far, I've never had to replace myself, except for the recent situation I mentioned, but that was due to not being in the shop rather than being too old to run the place. I've never had to permanently replace a reindeer, but I do have a few backups in case one of the regulars gets sick. Their names are William and Esmeralda. They're not famous because their names don't rhyme well. On occasion, I do give presents to people who don't believe in me, but only to children and only in special cases. Well, I've taken way too much time writing to you. On to the next house. Have a great Christmas. That one was also very long. Sorry for all the pauses. It's a little bit hard to decipher Santa's handwriting, but it works.